What is going on YouTube? Hit back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as XLM, Stellar Lumens. And if we have time, we are going to check out the S&P 500. So yesterday's video, we talked about some very interesting movements. Basically on the coin, we needed to discuss the possibilities of XRP and Bitcoin closing above a very immediate resistance. If at any point we closed above this resistance, we would allow ourselves to pretty much see movements back to the upside, which would hopefully set us closer to the all-time highs and eventually confirming that maybe we still have a little bit more time to create obviously newer highs, but also to confirm that the bull run is still happening and not yet over. Unfortunately, yesterday we saw some very interesting signs where coins actually closed lower than where we had intended to see, which is something that was anticipated. We did know that there was a possibility of seeing this correction. So in today's video, I want to discuss what exactly is going on, exactly where we could probably see the coins move in the next couple of days, and hopefully help you guys out on some important trades. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so yesterday you can see we made this video right here, basically talking about this obvious trade that really was hanging on for dear life right now in the coin. You can see exactly where I had circled the resistance right now. It was battling the moving averages on the 4-hour charts. And if we managed to actually break above those 4-hour resistances, it was allowing us to actually move up higher. So obviously we checked out today's candles in the morning and we are not actually seeing these coins break through there. We're actually starting to see some other patterns where prices are actually starting to correct lower, and this necessarily isn't a good thing. So I have all these coins pulled up here: XLM, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and I am going to discuss the opportunities we have moving forward. XRP actually looks surprisingly better than the other altcoins, and we'll discuss that in a minute. But you can see on the current coin market cap, for the most part, coins really, they're not really seeing any, significant pump or correction. Yes, the markets happen to be down about, I would say, 4% on average across the board, which really isn't a bad thing. Yeah, we can see right here, it's down 4% average across today. And most of the times, it's what happens. We see this consolidation. It is necessary. So what I wanted to show you was someone on Twitter that I've actually grown a liking to. It's called Nebraskan Gooner. And he actually put out a video a tweet very similar to what we discussed in yesterday's episode. He basically says, breakdown, wonder if it'll go to for a retest or not, doesn't look good. But this was about his post earlier in the day, actually yesterday, where he says all we need to do is close above 50,200 today to avoid this breakdown. If obviously closes like this, then it's likely we will see a few more days of red afterwards, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So we have this ascending fractal right here. We discussed if we closed above 50,200, we would continue to head up higher. If we actually close below that resistance and started to close below support, there's a good chance we are going to see a breakdown in a few more days of red. And I agree indefinitely with exactly what he said. You can see where $50,200 was. Today is the 5th, March 5th. And you can see back on March 4th, the $50,200 range was right here. Let me just draw it out for you guys so you can see what I'm referring to. 50,000 was really low. It was about right here, maybe a little bit lower. Basically, what this was going to allow us to do was close above the ascending fractal we have right here. I mean, he just drew it on like this. It's very similar to what we have right now. This is on the the 4-hour charts. This is pretty much in reference to what he has going on. So if we actually manage to close the price above here and close above here, there's a good chance we would eventually start to see the prices swing back up and move back to the upside. Unfortunately, yesterday we managed to close below, and we discussed at any point if we were to close below this uptrend here, it was a sign of bear market, and unfortunately that's exactly what happened. We closed below the fractal, just like Nebraskan Gooner had mentioned in his tweet right here, and that was a reference to what could be correction to the downside. So there's a good chance we're going to see the next couple of days playing out, seeing some problematic zones. Now the 4-hour moving average is going to start to act as a resistance, but there's a good chance we can make some money on a profit or on a target closer to, I would say, $44,900. That's a target we have. have. You can see kind of this ascent or this sideways channel on the coin where we've pretty much been pinging inside the channel for quite some time now. So there's a pretty good chance of the consolidation that coins are going to kind of ping off of here and trade along this until we finally get the courage to break outside of the resistance or the support. So honestly, for the price that we're currently trending at right now, there's a good target of hitting 44,700 on the coin for Bitcoin, and there's a good chance we're going to see this honestly play out. If we close below this support on the resistance, or on the 4-hour, expect to see a drop down to 40,900 and vice versa, closing above here. Maybe we can get back inside the fractal. But unfortunately, this ended in a bear correction, and that's why we're kind of swinging back downwards. Now for XRP, I know a lot of the coins are probably going to follow the market movements, but you can see right now on the current coin market cap, XRP really isn't following the market at all. You can see XRP is actually up 2.37% compared to all the other altcoins, which are actually falling. So it's interesting to see XRP today not really take a similarities or see similar movements and trends to Bitcoin and some of these other altcoins. It's acting completely indifferent from itself, which gives me more of a reason to believe maybe since we broke out of this descending fractal, maybe since we've already retested this undervalued level in the coin, that we might actually be able to build up some support in the next couple of days, and while the markets start to fall lower, XRP might actually be able to pop off. So very similar to what was said on right here in Nebraska Gooner, which is this fractal that he has, and if we closed above here, we would see the prices head back up. The same thing would apply itself to XRP. Now, XRP on the 4-hour does have a very small fractal that's forming as well. You can see it just like this. And this fractal, as long as we can stay above this support level, this green uptrend here, then I'm still fairly bullish on the coin. All the other cryptos decided to break bearish. This one decided not to. So until we're able to actually swing up and close, we need to close above 46.7. Honestly, we can use 47 cents as a target. If we can close into 47 cents, close above this resistance here, there's a good chance we'll be able to dig ourselves out of this fractal, dig ourselves out of the resistance band right here and the 4-hour resistance right here on the moving average, and we'll probably be able to swing back up, probably ping off 50 cents. So I'm fairly bullish on XRP right now, as long as we can stay above this uptrend here and close today above 47 cents, then there's a good chance we'll be able to see maybe 50 cents in the next couple of days. So I'm pretty bullish on XRP. That's one of the only coins right now that I'm still bullish on. The other cryptos like Ethereum, Bitcoin, XLM have honestly decided to break in bearish outside of the fractal that was forming on the coin. Very similar with what we had discussed on Bitcoin with that fractal. The same thing applies itself here on the coin. There's another fractal, as you can see, just like this. And as long as we were able to close above resistance on Ethereum, it was picking above the moving average right here. As long as we were able to close above the moving average, closer to 1,600, maybe $1,600, this would allow us to stay inside the ascending fractal and start to trend back upwards, maybe paying off 1,700, if not a little bit higher, and then kind of populate inside of here, creating these higher lows and eventually heading up. Fortunately, the coin did not create a higher low. It actually saw some sort of double bottom pattern, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not a huge double bottom. It's a very small one at that. You can see it right here. Maybe it will allow us to finally come back up and retest, that resistance again. But until we break through $1,600 and until we can cross over the moving average on the 4-hour right here, then we have to swing bearish. It's just like that. So if we see the coin at any point break back above $1,600, then we can start to, turn ourselves back to a more bullish movement and a more bullish market. But we haven't seen those movements and those confirmations yet. So I'm really not all that invested into coins like this because we're not really seeing that proper bull market that we've been looking for. Other days, we were super excited. I understand the market's getting slow. We've had days now of just bear market ever since, mid-February. We've just been falling, and then we finally caught our ground, and now we've just been trading sideways. So I can see the understanding of just sideways movement and how that could be boring for some of you. But for the people that still watch and still understand, this is really the time where we can make most of our money, capitalizing off swings like this, shorting the market to support levels like the moving average. There's going to be plenty of opportunities that open themselves up. So I definitely recommend staying along for the ride. So we discussed with Bitcoin that we hit this resistance here. We're not necessarily seeing the proper bull market. We're not seeing that swing as discussed. If we were able to close above that yellow resistance and actually, kind of twist ourselves like that, then we would be fairly bullish on the coin. Unfortunately, we didn't see that. We actually saw it correct lower, and that within itself isn't necessarily a good thing. Lastly, to wrap up today's video, XLM, as you guys wanted to talk about. So XLM did have this bullish, ascending triangle here. It broke bearish and it started to fall lower. What I actually thought would help some of you guys is if you actually see the resistance that's forming on this coin. This is a bearish fractal here. So we might actually be able to make some money off of XLM while, we have this up. This could be a good opportunity. Maybe it's going to reference all the cryptos correcting lower, but it definitely is showing signs that XLM is setting itself up for a descending, fractal, a descending channel right here. And this triangle, this descending triangle, looks like the next target for XLM, just by the way this is playing out, is correcting back down to its moving average closer to 30 cents. Luckily, we have Bityard here, which actually supports XLM. I believe it's on the innovative area. XLM should be on here. Yep. Bingo, XLM is actually trading right here, and you can see the bearish fractal that's forming on the coin, this descending triangle right here. There's a good chance it could pop us lower than the moving average. I mean, granted, it seemed, we've dipped below here in the past. It holds itself pretty well, but at times it has broken below that moving average on the daily. So things are kind of lining up for XLM as we speak. You can see XLM has this downtrend here. We can honestly draw in a support right here. I'm going to draw a small support. You can see it's kind of where that 40-day moving average is kind of bouncing off the coin right at 39 cents. XLM kind of at the same point here. Move it a little lower, maybe like right here. But you can see where we're kind of getting sandwiched into here. So if at any point today we manage to close below this resistance, or sorry, this support here, we're going to see the coin immediately correct lower. Volume is going to, shoot this coin down. The same thing applies itself on Bityard. The second we close above this support here, expect to see a drop in the price. It's almost guaranteed to happen, actually, now that I'm looking at it. There's also this small uptrend here. It's very interesting the way XLM is actually playing out. Just like this ascending fractal that's forming on XLM. Let's see if we can, apply that to how it's trending right now. It seems to be a coin we've actually looked at in the past, so let's give this a quick look, and then we'll wrap up today's video with the S&P 500. I'm just going to delete most of these that I don't need, and now to draw in the the trend line right here. You can see kind of what we're looking at. It's very interesting. I didn't notice this before, but there is some sort of uptrend that has been holding on fairly well, and it's mainly right here. So very interesting. But if at any point we decide to close above resistance closer to 41 cents today, buy in anticipating a run to the upside. Easy leverage trade to the upside. If we close below support at 39 cents, easy short to the downside. This is a coin that is showing some pretty good signs. Otherwise, the S&P 500 looks okay. Things things still look okay for the coin. We needed the consolidation to correct ourselves lower, but we're still kind of hanging on above this moving average here. Hopefully today's candle opens up and we actually start to see a run back to the upside. But otherwise, I'm not too worried about the coin. We were extremely overbought the past couple of days, and there was a resistance. We did break bearish from here. We broke outside the fractal, but we are still heading up. We are still creating higher lows, so I'm really not too worried. As long as we stay above this moving average right here in the 4-hour, we'll probably start to swing back up to the upside. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Once again, definitely make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.